So we've got Jeff Hilton from Brand Hive in the U.S., and we've got Iris Hardewig from Analyze and Realize, Senior Consultant. 1 moment while I get my stopwatch back up. The question is related to product development, how the personal nutrition objective affects the way products will be designed. Speaker number 1 is Jeff Hilton.
Okay.
Okay. Iris, did you want to go first?
Yeah.
Oh, you're first on the stage. Okay. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Well, personalized nutrition is going to affect product development tremendously because product development is going to be much more complex. We no longer only need to develop a product, but we also need to develop a means to assess the personal profile of the customer where we want to base the product on. So we need to get genomic markers, biomarkers, microbiome, or whatever, skin type. And then we have to translate these data into a meaningful product or meaningful recommendation. And that is where science comes into play. And I think this translation needs to be on solid science grounds. Otherwise, the product is not going to work. And it's not going to deliver measurable health benefits. And that is the reason why I chose the keyword sound science, because I think sound science is going to be more important than ever for personalized nutrition.
Excellent. Hashtag sound science. Jeff Hilton, give us a minute on hashtag consumer first.
Hello?
It's not on.
Don't time me yet.
Okay, I'm going to give you that 15 seconds back.
Okay, I'm glad this isn't Dancing with the Stars, because I wouldn't do well. Okay, so consumer first. If you look at history, all true innovation and breakthrough disruptive innovation starts and ends with the consumer. I don't dispute the importance of science, but science relevancy has to do with how well it meets a consumer need. And assessing what that need is step 1. You always have to begin and come around again to the consumer. Start with what they want, provide what they need. You look at supplementation. My kids don't like pills. Gummies are the answer. You look at innovation, mobile phones. I want to be in contact, but I don't want to be tied to a cord. You've got to start with the consumer, identify their need, and use science to meet their need. But the consumer's first.
Excellent. And we've got 2 minutes of discussion. So who wants to jump in there, Iris? You got something to say?
Yes. Yes, of course, consumer is important, but I think for personalized nutrition, we have such a huge potential here really to improve consumer health. And I think we have to educate the consumer. And we are not talking only about lifestyle products. We are also talking about products that can improve the health situation, like pre-diabetes situations, overweight and such. And there we need to also to educate the consumer to be willing to use those devices and those products.
I agree that education is critical, but when you're designing an app, for example, that measures compliance on a product, you've got to make sure that you're assessing the right metrics, that you're measuring something that matters to the consumer, something they will care about. Otherwise, they're not going to be motivated to comply. So my point is that the R&D process is critical, but it has to be rooted in the need of the consumer to begin with.
That's true to begin with, but then you get the consumer use your product once. And if he then doesn't see a measurable benefit, then he will never use it again. And that is what I'm saying. I mean, you need to make sure that your product works. Otherwise, even though you attract the consumer in the first place, he will use it only once. And then if the success is not there, then the product will be dropped by the consumers.
But the chances of your product working and being repurchased depends on how well it meets the need of the consumer. So I would argue it always comes back to meeting that need and identifying it.
Any further comments? No?
Vote for me.
Feel like vote for me. Okay, our voting is it's coming toward the end here. Do we run it all the way till the 0? Yes? Elisa's saying yes. So if anybody hasn't voted, this is your last opportunity. Okay, so you're staying. I mean, that's what it's looking like right now, Jeff. I know, I was kind of surprised myself, but I think we've got it. We've got kind of a 60-40 split. So Jeff Hilton, well done. Hashtag consumer first.
Microphones here.